get ready with me to go celebrate the holiday. So I'm gonna go have a coffee date with my friends in a coffee shop in Westlake, and now let's get ready. So today's the idea for today's video, it just like pops up in my mind. Like I do this every day, right? So why not just film a video to get the channel going? And yeah, so there's nothing gonna be dramatic. I'm just gonna do my basic everyday makeup. So here I have let me show you guys. So I have a very minimal, you know, kind of makeup collection. Everything is like in here. And as for my station, here are some of, you know, like brushes and comb and photos of the people I love. Yeah, so let's get ready. So we're gonna start off with moisturizer. We need to moisturize the skin before, you know, any kind of makeup goes onto it. So I'm using Hadalabo lotion right now. I like this because it's pretty lightweight and it doesn't, you know, make your face feel heavy. I'm actually, I think I'm actually really blessed with a skin that doesn't have that much of, you know, flaws to conceal. So yeah. I mean, just like it's more like wishful thinking, and I think if you look clearly, like if you really zoom in, there are definitely plenty of, you know, like flaws and pigmentations and you know, acne scars. But to me, I think this is pretty okay. You know, as for the base of the skin, this is pretty decent, and I'm happy with what I have. Okay, so the moisturizer is on, and next up, we cannot forget sunscreen. I've used Anessa for years, and one thing about me is that when it comes to skincare, I don't really like to switch up my routine that often. So these two, as well as the, you know, moisturizer, I just keep replacing them like years after years. You know, so there's nothing new or you know, like groundbreaking in the routine. I like Anessa because it doesn't give me this like crazy white cast after applying. It does lift the skin tone a little bit, but like nothing too crazy. And it's like creamy enough so that I can blend it with ease, but it's not like too watery, like not too runny, you know? So the sunscreen is on, and while it's still a little bit tacky and sticky, I will quickly apply my concealer. So I actually don't use, I did, but I haven't used foundation for I think 2 years now, and I've been only using concealer to, you know, conceal my dark circles. And I'm using TFIT. It's a brand from Korea. I think everybody knows it. They do have this color that is dark enough for me. Normally in, you know, Asian makeup, even Vietnamese makeup, you know, the shades of products are not dark enough. So most of the time I would end up, you know, having to use something that is like way too lighter compared to my skin tone. This one is actually a pretty good match. Yeah. So I'm using my hands, my fingers, because the warmth of the body actually kind of activates and kind of like melts down this kind of balmy kind of cream product. Yeah, so I'm just gonna apply it there, put it on, and wherever there's like a flaw, I would love to use this to conceal as well. And I like it because it's like thick enough, so the, you know, coverage is good, but it's not too thick to a point that it makes my skin feel heavy. Okay. Yeah, not too much. I look crazy. Okay, let's blend. So to blend, I actually have this tiny little, what do you call this? Sponge? Yeah, it fits my finger. Looks how cute. Yeah. Okay, I just washed it the other day. Okay, so we're gonna really blend with pressure from the finger. Lastly, my, you know, ride or die. the love of my life. I've been using this for like 5 years, I think, non-stop, and I keep replacing it. Maybeline Fit Me, and the color is 220. All right, 230. Sorry. Let me tell you, this color is not easy to find in Vietnam because it's the darkest shade available here in our country. And they went out of stock all the time, and I remember I have to kind of stock them up. Like every time I go buy something, buy this, I have to buy like 2 or 3 of them because of the fear that they will run out, and like what will happen to me if I don't have it in my life. You will see why I love this product so much. So it does have coverage, and that also explains partly why I don't use foundation anymore. So on days I just use like, you know, sunscreen, so there's like protection and a stickiness, and then I apply this kind of powder, and it makes my skin looks like I'm wearing foundation, you know. So that's that. The color matching is really good. I'm very, very happy with the color match. It also feels lightweight, it's easy to remove, and it doesn't, you know, make my skin break out. So yeah, I'm really, really, really in love with it. Ta-da! Oh, mattify. I mean, look at the skin. I look covered. What flaw? So yeah, just to show you what I meant when I say I love this product. Hold on 1 second. Tell me why I have 4 of them. 4. Let me tell you. So this one is actually just the compact. I use it to, you know, as a place for my sponge. So that's one. This one is heating pen already. Okay, and I do have like a bigger sponge with it to be, you know, like on the go kind of product to touch up. These 2, another, all right, one which is in use, and this one is like for backup. So yeah, when I say I love a product and I am a product repeater, I mean it. So yeah, that also helps me, you know, get away from, what is that? Paralysis? Decision paralysis? Yeah, I think that's the term. When you just don't know what to choose. And so in my case, I always know what I like, always know what I want. So whenever they are out of stock, I just go and replace them. Yeah, so we're like halfway through it. The next part is definitely gonna be blush. If you know me, you know I love to wear blush, right? So for blush, this is what I've been using for like 2 years now, and it's so broken, okay, from Hadalabo. But recently I switched. I found a brand in Vietnam called GSLAY. And I think they're in the same company as Lemonade, the one that made the lipsticks. So yeah, well, this one is still kind of there because it's pretty, the color is a bit too strong to use so much. This one on the other hand, hit pan already. Yeah, and I love it when I hit pan on a product. So when you buy these, they actually come with this kind of brush, and I love it so much. Yeah, so this has been a replacement for the Hadalabo because when I look at the Hadalabo, even though I can still make use out of it, I just think to myself, like, no. Okay, here goes nothing. So what I like about this shade in particular, number 2, Surprise Drink, is that it's really light, and like you can easily use it as a base or, you know, build it up later. So what I like to do is I'm gonna use this as a base. It's not that pigmented, which is a good thing in this case for me. And it also somewhat brightens the under eye as well, so it helps with the concealing too. For the darker shade, I'm actually using like a smaller brush for better precision. So with this one, I'm only applying it to the higher points of the cheeks, which is gonna be right here. The darker shades are always, you know, a bit more tricky to work with. And sometimes I feel that it exaggerates my dark circle. but I don't know. I actually don't have like a technique, like a solid technique or like placement for my blush. So if you have any recommendation, please comment down below. This is where I normally, you know, put my blush. Sometimes I would put it like right under the eyes, like in the middle of the face. But today we're going for a more, you know, lifted kind of look. So that is why I'm applying the blush at by the end of my eyes. So what I like to do is after I've finished with the darker shade, I'm gonna go back to my powder in my lighter blush. So these two kind of like create a blend, a mixture. Okay, and then I'm gonna lightly go over everything to soften it out. I'm really loving this here. My lips been pretty dry lately, so I've just switched to not using any of the lipstick like this anymore, but just 100% lip balm. So I'm using Rom&nd. Okay. I love this shade. So cute. We're almost there. Now we get to the last part of the makeup look, which is the mascara. So for this, what I like to do is to bring the mirror down, kind of look like from above, look down, yeah, to look down. And for the mascara themselves, I do have some options here. There are days that I like to use the Nong Chat, I think, Brown It mascara. But for today's look, which is something a bit lighter and more minimal, I'm using the o.two.o one. Okay. It really, you know, separates the eyelashes, you know, from each other. It's not clunky, and it just gives me the enough, you know, amount of blackness that I need for my lashes. I don't know if you can see it, but this eye curler really, you know, hugs all of the lashes. There you go. Do you see the difference? Yeah. Okay. On to the other one. Yes, I love this. It's a Vietnamese product. It's a Vietnamese brand. It's very affordable. Yeah, and I think it does the job. Yeah, and I think that is the finished look. There's actually nothing groundbreaking, you guys. It is just like literally what I do every day, 10-15 minutes before I go out. Yeah, so to, you know, match the pink makeup, I'm actually gonna use pink tie as well. Here we go. I have this really cute pin. It says, "Hope you like cats." You see it? Hope you like cats. How adorable is that? Yeah, so I'm gonna put it on as well. Maybe right here? Or here? No, maybe right here. Okay. Okay, so this is the finished look with the glasses. I'm about to head out right now. So hopefully today's video has been interesting and somewhat useful, so that through the video I can introduce and recommend to you guys some of my go-to products. Have a fun holiday, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.